Tottenham is very close to announcing one of the most anticipated signings of the transfer window, Eberechi Eze. Negotiations with Crystal Palace have progressed significantly, and the transfer is now considered imminent. Additionally, Manor Solomon is facing difficulties in finalising his future, with Leeds changing their plans, while the saga involving Savinho and Manchester City has taken new turns, leaving Spurs in a delicate situation. To top it off, there are also updates regarding the Londoners' interest in Piero Hincapié. See the details in this video. But before we start, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates on Tottenham's main movements in this transfer window. Tottenham Hotspur fans are primarily focused on the situation of Eberechi Eze, the Crystal Palace attacking midfielder who is getting closer to joining the North London club. Spurs' interest in the player is not new, but in recent days, negotiations have reached a decisive point. According to journalist Fabrizio Romano, Tottenham has made a £55 million offer plus £5 million in add-ons, bringing the deal closer to a final agreement. Romano also mentioned that Eze has informed Crystal Palace of his desire to join Tottenham, and Chairman Daniel Levy has had direct conversations with Palace Chairman Steve Parish to try to finalise the deal. The behind-the-scenes movements coincided with a significant moment. Last weekend, Eze played in the 1-1 draw against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, and after the final whistle, he was seen applauding the visiting Palace fans and kneeling in prayer in front of them. The gesture was interpreted by many fans and journalists as a kind of farewell, as the player has been with the club for 5 seasons and may have made his last appearance for the Eagles. According to journalist Sasha Tavalieri, the deal is considered imminent and closer than ever to being concluded. The report adds that Eze's contract with Tottenham is already well advanced and would run until 2030, should the transfer be confirmed. Crystal Palace, in turn, is already looking for replacements. Names such as Christos Solis and Bilal El-Khanis are on the list of potential signings, further reinforcing the idea that Eze's departure is just a matter of time. However, despite the optimism, Tottenham fans prefer to remain cautious. The frustration surrounding Morgan Gibbs-White, who was also very close to joining the club at the start of the window but ultimately did not, is still fresh in their minds. The difference here is that, in Eze's case, both internal signals and Palace's movements suggest a positive outcome is likely. While Eze may be about to don the lily-white shirt, Manor Solomon's situation remains unresolved. The Israeli winger, who returned to Tottenham after a successful loan spell at Leeds United, where he played a key role in their promotion campaign with 10 goals, is now facing an uncertain future. The player was open to a return to Elland Road, but according to the Standard, Leeds have shifted their focus to signing Noah Okafor, the Milan striker. This change complicates Solomon's plans, as he was seeking more game time after struggling with injuries and stiff competition in Thomas Frank's squad. In a recent interview, Tottenham's manager was asked about the player's future and highlighted that all players in the squad are part of the plans, but admitted that Solomon is still in the process of recovering and regaining his fitness. Nevertheless, Fabrizio Romano revealed that other Premier League and La Liga clubs are monitoring his situation, keeping open the possibility of an exit in the coming weeks, whether on loan or permanent transfer. For fans, the question remains, will Solomon still have a place in a squad that could potentially add high-profile reinforcements like Eze, while options like Savinho and other attacking names are also in the frame? And it is precisely about Savinho that Tottenham received frustrating news. For weeks, the club had hoped to persuade Manchester City to release the Brazilian, but this will not happen. TBR Football revealed that the player has been officially informed that he will not leave the Etihad Stadium. The main reason seems to be Pep Guardiola's intervention, as he made it clear to the board that he intends to keep the player. Journalist Graham Bailey explained that while City's hierarchy was open to a negotiation, Guardiola's word was decisive in closing any possibilities. Another key figure, journalist Guillem Balage, reinforced that Savinho is no longer for sale, reminding that he has 4 years left on his contract, and thus, City has full control over the situation. For Tottenham, this denial represents a significant setback, as the Brazilian was seen as the ideal profile to strengthen the left side of the attack after Son's departure to LAFC and the decision not to sign Timo Werner permanently. This uncertainty is still sparking discussions, as Savinho recovers from injury and will not face Tottenham in the next match, as reported by Guardiola to the Manchester Evening News. For some, the injury could even serve as a strategy from City to avoid feeding speculation ahead of the direct clash between the two clubs. In any case, Spurs will need to search for alternatives quickly, as the transfer window nears its end, and this position remains a priority. Meanwhile, in defense, Piero Hincapié's name has resurfaced. The 23-year-old Ecuadorian centre-back from Bayer Leverkusen has attracted attention for his versatility to play as a centre-back or left-back, qualities that appeal to Thomas Frank. However, according to Fabrizio Romano, Leverkusen has no intention of selling him in this window. Hincapié has a release clause of £51 million, but the German club's stance is firm. He is considered a key figure in their project. Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea, and even Atletico Madrid have all inquired about the player but received the same negative response. For Spurs, this presents an important dilemma. The current squad has limited options for the left centre-back position, with only Van de Ven and Ben Davies naturally playing in that role. If the team needs to play with 3 centre-backs, as already tested by Frank, the need for another high-level player is evident. The problem is that the alternatives available in the market are expensive and scarce, which could lead Tottenham to seek internal solutions or even wait for the next window. Now, I want to hear from you, Tottenham fans. What do you think of this news? Are you confident that Eberechi Eze will be announced soon? Do you think Solomon should have a chance and be better utilized? What should the club's strategy be if Savinho and Hincapié's setbacks are confirmed? Leave your opinions in the comments. If you like this news roundup, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to continue following all the exclusive updates on Tottenham's transfer activities in this final stretch of the window. See you next time. Come on, you Spurs.